Viewer discretion is expressed for the following program. If you are easily triggered or offended, please exercise caution while viewing this program, because the hosts really don't care. Warning, this show is not for children, and not for coworkers either.
Congress is out of session right now. Oh, no.
You can tell. I can hear. I can tell. Hello, sir. Good morning.
Good morning and welcome back. This is the best day in the world. I love this.
How long?
This is great. I'm so excited. Did they ever shut up? These
How
guys.
long is this sound clip? 45 seconds.
It's too long. It's the only one with multiple voices, and it's really long.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Hey.
Happy Zombie
morning.
Apocalypse Day.
Yeah, happy Zombie Apocalypse Day. Hasta la vista. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. We meet every morning, 8 a.m., Monday through Friday, to talk about news, politics, culture, pop culture, just whatever kind of happens to be in the news.
I wanted to say, even though that is the correct time frame for the whole world, it is 8 a.m. Central Time, right. And at 6:30, because I was thinking at 6:30 Central is when I usually try to start broadcasting the radio station on our Discord server. So if you want to go over there to the Discord server, you can. It's 6:30 Central. Yeah, if I remember. Yeah. Sinister Ministry.
Hey, ping me. If you are like, hey, I'm going to listen to the Lotus Eaters podcast starting about an hour ago, and you're like, oh, that was really great and insightful and intellectual and thoughtful. These guys have great opinions. Now I want to hear some more, but dumber. Welcome to Your Two Dads.
That's us.
That's us.
Hi.
Your Two Dads. That's Deke. I'm JJ. We're dads. And we'll be your two dads this morning. All right, Deacon.
Sometimes you need a stupid dad. You know?
I am so excited. Yeah. I don't have a title. I don't know where I put the title card. I left it somewhere. I can't find it. So you guys. Anyway, today's episode is
where do I have to do everything?
I know.
Yeah, that was a nice title. Yeah, very nice. So here we go. Let me throw up the title because
you found it?
The makeshift title because JJ is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, whoops! Yeah. I accidentally closed the page. Hang on.
Oops. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, did I put it in the Discord server?
Yeah, you put it in there.
You couldn't have told me that.
So, as a good dad, sometimes I've got to let you touch the stove and find out the damn thing's hot by yourself, son.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's today's episode. So I don't Gaetz the F out. All right, but before we can talk about the wonderful day that is yesterday and today, Deke, you have to tell us about music. Guys, yes. We're going to talk about music, and then we're going to talk about news. And we got like a bunch of stories. It's going to be fun. We're having a good time. And by the end, you're going to hear a joke that is so good. You're going to be like, I can't believe I heard a joke like that for free.
And it's not going to be from JJ.
Probably not, no.
All right, let's get to our song of the day. Above JJ's head is our Discord QR code. Go there, join us. We like to talk, and you, if you don't like us, come there and talk to us. We are not mean people. And on there is my playlist. I'm a 30+ year DJ. Radio DJ. I'm not an on-air personality. I'm a DJ. I know music and I want people to know music. My children are so interested in music and they have such an open mind that it pleases me greatly. I want to share music with you. We're doing spooky songs all month. And you get a bonus song all month, a bonus werewolf song all month over on our Discord server. Our song today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, double the fun. Our song today is a classic by the Charlie Daniels Band called "The Legend of Woolly Swamp." If you've never heard,
I like Charlie Daniels.
You will like this song. It's about old Lucius Old Clay. He was a greedy old man, and that's all there was to it, JJ. So you'll get to hear the story of Lucius Clay and the Legend of Woolly Swamp. If you've never heard it before, it's great, a great piece of music. Charlie Daniels, I have talked to that man 3 or 4 times on the telephone, an interview interviews over the years. I've got to meet him twice, and Charlie Daniels gave me the best concert experience I've ever had, and I've been to hundreds and hundreds of concerts. I got to sit on the stage during the concert right behind his keyboard player Taz, who was a legendary songwriter and keyboard player. Taz, his keyboard player. And I watched Charlie Daniels from me like to 10 to 15 feet away play The Devil Went Down to Georgia and all this stuff. And it was the best concert. I could look out and see the thousands of people. It was the best concert experience I've ever had. Charlie Daniels was a top-notch human being, period. I've met him several times.
You say it was. Does Charlie Daniels?
Away. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he passed away several years ago. His keyboard player Taz did too. So our in the extra
backup song.
Yeah,
extra song.
Our extra song is a great freaking song. All right, our extra song. I didn't put that up. I probably need to put that up. This encourages you to go to the Discord server. Florence and the Machine. Florence and the Machine is a top tier band. I've loved them forever.
Absurdly talented.
Yes, she's so talented. And this song called Howl is a fabulous song. But I was going to YouTube to get to get it to put in here, and I was like, I've never seen this David Letterman performance of Howl before, and it was great. So I put the David Letterman performance of Howl.
About a month or two ago, I went and looked up some Florence, whatever the Florence and the Machine song that everybody knows. And then I just started listening to a bunch of Florence and the Machine songs. And they did, I guess it was, she's getting a little bit older, but she did like a series of music videos. I guess they're all from the same album, but they all have a similar like aesthetic. And like some of them were like really good, and some of them were like, I wasn't. But Florence is a like vivid artist. I will say that. That's how she just is in another place, and that's where she's at.
Yeah, they were not as big in America as they were overseas. She's got a lot of her music is in like TV shows and
is it really
movies and stuff. Yeah, a lot of stuff that you see in TV you don't even know it's them. Wow. I think they made a lot of money doing like TV shows and even video games. And stuff like
she can just afford to just do wacky stuff because there's videos of like her and like 13 people covered in scarves just floating around.
Dude, I'm trying to tell musicians know there's little secrets and stuff like that to make money and keep money. My brother and them's got a band, and I told them, I was like, y'all want to make some money at radio stations and whatnot. We use 30 and 60-second beds. All right. We need music beds. I don't want singing. I need a little 60-second song. A 30-second song is what I need, a little jingle. And I need like 50 different ones. So if you can do that, you can sell that crap for thousands of dollars to people. So there's all kinds of ways that you can video games. So we have this little folk festival here in our area, and it's coming up this weekend. And I'm usually the MC. I'm the MC this weekend. And one year we had this girl that did electronic violin. I think it was called electric violin is what it was. Electric violin. And I went and listened to all of her stuff online. And when we were interviewing her, I said, have you ever thought about marketing your music to video games? And she went, no. And I was like, I went, seriously, as a video game player, your music is background music for video games. This is so peaceful and soothing and moving at parts. I said, video game companies would buy this in a second. And she was like, really? I need to think about that. So if you're a musician and you make music, man, there's different ways to make a living besides being the most popular artist around, Taylor Swift. You don't have to do that to make to live a good life and make music. So there you go.
Okay. Well, that's music.
Sorry.
Now, no, not at all. Now, guys, it's time for us to talk about the big story of the day. I mean, this story is probably going to dominate the news for a while, definitely for today. But they're not gonna actually start voting again for the next week. So we're gonna get at least like probably 2 weeks of entertainment out of this, just from them delaying the vote and people speculating and all of that. So here it comes. Here it comes. The House has voted. The House of Representatives, the House of Representatives, led by Congressman Gaetz, has voted to oust Speaker McCarthy. The first time in U.S. history that a speaker has been removed from his job. So, yeah, this is the first time in U.S. history. And I didn't even know that. Brian told me that yesterday. I was like, oh, and I went and looked this up. The GOP-led House on Tuesday voted in favor of removing the Republican Speaker McCarthy. But it was not most of the Republicans that did this. It was a little bitty, it was like 8 Republicans and all the Democrats. And you think, oh, they're traitors. No, these 8 Republicans stood on principle and they said, hey, we made a deal when you got the job as Speaker of the House. You will not make backroom deals with Democrats. And he made backroom deals with Democrats. And they said, we made a deal, dude. We made a deal. No Democrat deals with Democrats. No behind the closed doors side deals. You did that. You're out of here. They stood on their principle. The Democrats, of course, voted to oust McCarthy because, like, anything they can do to just weaken Republicans. And so you had the far right, or the remaining members of the Freedom Caucus, join with the Democrats and fire Speaker McCarthy. And what does that mean? That means we do not have a Speaker of the House right now, or we have a Speaker pro temp, but the only thing he can do is just kind of sit there and wait for the next vote to see who's the next Speaker. So
there's no one in line. I'm sure there's people in line, but no one. It seems to me that they would just that this is a tactic that McCarthy will end up being reinstated as Speaker, but not before they get a little bit of what they want.
Actually, Speaker McCarthy has said he has no intention of running for the position again.
Really? Okay.
He's out. Yeah, he said he made his peace with it. Okay. The official vote was 216 to 210. There were a few members of Congress that either didn't vote or weren't there, were just like, not in Washington. They just have to hang out in Washington. The office of the Speaker of the House of the United States House of Representatives is hereby declared vacant, announced Arkansas GOP Rep. Steve Womack, who was presiding over the proceedings, and he said after the vote. So now that the Speaker has been vacated, there is a list of people to hold the position in case there's not a Speaker. But again, basically the only thing that temporary Speaker can do is preside over the vote for the next Speaker of the House. So unfortunately, no more checks are getting cut. No more money's being spent. No more omnibus bills are getting through right now. So it's a real
listen to this
shame. Yeah, please.
And when it comes to how those raise money, I take no lecture on asking patriotic Americans to weigh in and contribute to this fight from those who would grovel and bend knee for the lobbyists and special interests who own our leadership, who have, boo all you want, who have hollowed out this town and have borrowed against the future of our future generations. I'll be happy to fund my political operation through the work of hardworking Americans, $10 and $20 and $30 at a time, and you all keep showing up at the lobbyist fundraisers and see how that goes for you.
Oh, hang on, Matt. Chill, brother. All right.
That's that looks like a future governor, future senator, maybe a future president of the United States.
Right there. Did look like a stump speech off the back of a train car, didn't it?
Oh, he's standing up to the left and the right because they're all crooked as fuck.
But you know what?
That
statement that you just made is why everyone loves Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That statement that you just made, you could just put that right underneath Trump's picture as well, because that's what Americans want, is for someone to stand up and say, damn it, this is BS, man. And
you guys are all crooked.
And that's
you're getting funding for Lockheed Martin or whatever, and then you're getting kickbacks later, or you're getting to consult for them later, or whatever.
Stupid. You were able to pull the wool over our eyes for a while. For many decades, you were able to pull the wool over our eyes, but there's too many people. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, is what the conspiracy people always say. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. I don't know. A lot of these people can freaking unlearn
it. Let's see. He it was speculated over the weekend that Matt Gaetz was going to file the motion on Monday, and on the Sunday talk shows, one of the talking heads suggested to McCarthy that he might be challenged for speaker, and he said, "Bring it on." And it got brung, and he did not survive, in fact, as Speaker of the House. So it couldn't happen to a better guy. I'm so sorry, Mr. McCarthy, you're fired. So DC Drano had this to say on Twitter on vacating McCarthy. McCarthy agreed to rules when he was voted in as Speaker, and he is not following them. Now he gets punished. It's that simple. If Gaetz and others don't hold him accountable, then Kevin McCarthy will continue to steamroll Republican voters with uniparty concessions. I'd prefer to continue investigating the Biden crime. And by the way, that's going to be a consequence. No speaker. That means that all the committees really can't operate empowered. So, the subpoenas and the investigation of the Biden crime syndicate, that's probably going to be put on hiatus until we get this speaker thing figured out. So, but then again, I mean, it was like a consideration of inquiring, maybe thinking about looking into the facts of maybe impeaching the president. So how much is really lost? So McCarthy will be vacated from the speaker position and will return to endless rounds of speaker votes. And there is not an obvious person to take the mantle, although there is an article here about people floating their names. There was a couple of interesting moments during the hearing. Oh, I lost the picture. There was so this is one thing that's kind of interesting, Deke. So in the House, all of the Democrats kind of sit on one side, all the Republicans sit on another, and they have lecterns on each side. And, it's the Republican turn to get up and talk, and they get up and talk at their lectern. And then it's the Democrats' turn in the debate to get up and talk at their lectern. Well, the Republicans would not let Matt Gaetz speak and argue in favor of ousting Kevin McCarthy at the Republican lectern. So he had to get up and go over and stand at the Democrat lectern in order to make his arguments, right?
What were they doing? Just holding back with their arms? Were they not moving what were they doing?
No, they just said you can't do that over here. So there was this pretty great moment captured because now the camera is on Gaetz at the lectern, and behind him are Democrats.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I have I don't have the video, but I do have this. I have this still image from the video. Here is Matt Gaetz speaking at the lectern, and look.
That's not your brother. That's not your brother.
It's Ilhan Omar over there, just looking at him.
Married her brother,
and this isn't even the best shot.
That's that again. Yeah. Okay, she married her brother.
That is the speculation.
I don't think it's speculation, is it? I thought there was papers.
That is a favorite story about. I don't know who she's married to. I don't know but I've heard that story quite a few times. But Ilhan Omar was sitting behind Matt Gaetz and was looking at him, and then she's licking her lips.
No, you did.
Licking her lips, and then her eyes kind of shift down a little bit and then back up. And then I think somebody tweeted at her or sent her a text message and be like, "Hey, you're getting blown up on Twitter right now." And she got up and moved. She got up and moved out of that shot so that she wouldn't be behind Matt Gaetz anymore. So, it was so entertaining. So great.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why other podcasts are so much better than ours.
Some others are like, the United States has been ground to a halt by one man.
Terrible situation.
And I'm like,
going on.
yes, the United States has been ground to a halt by one man. These are the 8 Republicans that voted with the Democrats. So you have Andy Biggs, Ken Buck, Tim Boucher, Eli Crane, Matt Gaetz, Bob Good, Nancy Mace, and Matt Rosendale. So if you're looking for some heroes right now, those are the top list. Not that they're good people, because political people are not good people, but they're the ones that are willing to take a stand in opposition to what the mob tells them to do, what the Republican Democratic Uniparty told them to do. I noticed that Texas is not represented on this list, and neither is Kentucky. So
big shocker there. Big shocker that Kentucky's not on that list. Let me tell you.
Well, look, James Comer, he was thinking he was getting a lot done, right, in that oversight committee chair, and you know, running down the crime. And Jim Jordan thought he was getting stuff done on the Judiciary Committee. And
I like James Comer. I've said for a long time, I've made the little joke around here because for those who don't know, James Comer is he's one from around our area, my area. He's just a region over. And I've often wondered, I'm like, how does he not walk around with like 78 bodyguards all the time? So the only logical explanation is that they're just letting him have his little fun. They're letting them play their little games right now, just to give the dog a ball and let him play a little bit. And so he thinks he's important,
that the Biden crime family is largely incompetent and protected by the fact that they're so connected to everybody else.
But
if he was investigating Clintons, he might have a problem.
But I'm going to say something here, and it's the Biden crime family is largely incompetent, which I would not disagree with that, other than my brain works like they're largely incompetent. Everyone is largely incompetent. When Joe Biden, I heard a comedian say the other day, when Joe Biden finishes a speech, he turns into a Roomba, and just, I laughed my ass off. So I was like, so the one part of my brain says, are they doing this on purpose to make you think that they're morons stuttering and mispronouncing words like George Bush, but they're really freaking smart because they've been doing all this crap? Because if I was a bad guy and was wanting to do that, I don't even have to say that. This is something I say all the time. I just said it the other day. I've said this for decades because I used to get into a fight with my ex-wife. We wouldn't get into fights. We'd get into not really arguments, but heated discussions about certain things. And there was no way in the world that she was going to deviate from her position at all. No matter what I said, Jesus could appear and say, Andy is right, and she wouldn't have changed her mind. So it would start these little periods of animosity between us that would last for a day or so, over something stupid. So I developed this, you're right, I'm wrong, I'm dumb. Because if I just admit, okay, I'm not arguing, you're right, but I say it in a way that I don't have to worry about my day being upset at all in you. I'm not going to be upset. So I always said I play stupid in real life. Okay. If you walk around and are like, I don't know. People are like, Andy don't know.
All right. But
you know what I'm saying?
In my mind, okay, so you're kind of painting this picture of like the Bidens being like criminal geniuses that play dumb. But I'm telling you, it's much more likely that they are dumb, but they're so entrenched with these other people that everybody else is guarding them, because otherwise the fallout of the Biden collapse is just going to bring in a bunch of damage to a bunch of people.
Well, when you use those exact words, it does make it sound like I'm a complete moron.
No.
In my mind, I think I'm really smart. Okay.
You want the story to be like it's Darth Sidious or something, and he's got like a plan, and he's gonna like, I will.
That's my storytelling creative part.
Yeah, that's your story in your brain, dude. No, it's not. That's too much credit. It's too much credit.
Okay, all right. I'll give you this one.
There was a game.
To stop a fight.
There was some sort of a game years and years ago where you start with like this little bit of glob or whatever, and you roll it down a hill, and it picks up all of this stuff, and it's just a big ball of like stuff or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that.
That is the Biden crime family. It started off as these two incompetent idiots, and then stuff gets stuck to them, and now it's so much stuff that if somebody like is like, hold on, what's going on here? It's going to just destroy everything. So
you take out one little thing.
Yeah, right.
Like a Jenga
that is the Biden crime family. It is morons guarding dumber morons. All right. We got some other news. It's been a half hour into the show. Okay, so let's go over here. Hey, speaking of the Bidens, this almost got swept under the rug yesterday because of the bigness of McCarthy losing his job. Hunter Biden pleads not guilty to federal firearms crimes charges yesterday.
No kidding.
So the appearance comes as House Republicans ramp up their impeachment inquiry into President Biden, which unfortunately is going to hit like probably a doorstop right now. Hunter Biden pleaded not guilty to firearms charges on Tuesday at a Delaware-based federal court during his arraignment, which marks the first time a sitting president's child has appeared to fight criminal charges in court. So he actually showed up. He didn't just send his lawyers. President Joe Biden's son entered the not guilty plea before magistrate Judge Christopher Burke on 3 charges that after he allegedly made a false statement on a federal gun form and illegally owned a firearm while using illegal drugs. The plea was expected per court filing last month from Biden's attorney, Ab Lowell. Burke also said at the hearing that Hunter Biden has continued to pass drug tests that were administered. Another trial date has not been set. So,
dude, let me tell you something.
I'm innocent.
Do you know how easy it is to pass a drug test? Probably
I have no idea.
Okay, you probably
have no
don't.
idea.
It's pretty easy.
Don't do drugs.
Some aren't, but some are pretty easy to fake.
Okay.
And there are pharmaceuticals that you can be prescribed that will also display false drug test positives on certain
false positives,
false positives
right,
for certain prescriptions. So I'm just putting all this information out there for you to tell your little stories. I'm not going to tell you another story about how Hunter Biden could easily go get a doctor and to prescribe him some prescriptions for some made up crap to make him, just letting you know.
Here we've got, let's do this one. There is some concern, deep concern from anonymous U.S. officials that they are convinced Russian disinformation will target Ukraine aid. U.S. officials. Anonymous.
How many years has this been now?
Yeah.
How long?
It's
about time.
Anonymous officials think that that misinformation is going to that's going to stop the American people from helping Ukraine rather than being ripped off and taxed and having our money just sent over to Ukraine. Anonymous U.S. officials told the New York Times that they are convinced that Russian President Vladimir Putin intends to end U.S. and European support for Ukraine through disinformation efforts. The New York Times is a great place to filter your bullshit if you are like the CIA and trying to make sure that funding for Ukraine stays up. According to the Times, Russian disinformation aims to increase support for candidates opposing Ukraine aid with the ultimate goal of stopping international military assistance to Kiev. American officials claimed that Russia has been frustrated that the U.S. and Europe have largely remained united on continued military and economic aid for Ukraine and wants to weaken Ukrainian support. The report by the Times reporter covering U.S. intelligence agencies comes amid a massive. So read through the lines here. Somebody that works for the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, DHS, somebody like that told this reporter off the record that Russia disinformation is aimed at stopping Ukraine aid. So, we got to fight Russia. So support Ukraine.
No.
No,
I'm
thank you.
sick of supporting Ukraine against my will, forcibly.
Not interested in supporting Ukraine.
No, I don't want to anymore. Please. I'd like to pay for my gas and feed my children, which it's becoming so damn hard to do lately. And I would like to give them something else other than the cheap ass shit full of preservatives and shit like that that's making us die
all
over here
sick.
in America.
Yeah.
Because for the people that that watch the show, all of our international viewers out there, what you see about America is not what we Americans can't. McDonald's is for the amount of food that you can get at McDonald's or a fast food place, the equivalent healthy food for 4 people, the equivalent healthy food price is like for 1 person. So if we wanted to eat healthy, it is so. When I became a diabetic, I had to completely change every single thing I ate because I can't have carbs. I have to watch my carbs. I have to watch sugar.
Yeah.
I have to watch all this. I have to eat more greens and stuff like that. And so I started paying attention to this. It's so flippin' expensive to be a diabetic just for food to try to eat.
It's not even the medicine. It's everything else. You eat a hamburger and the buns are going to turn into sugar, and then your body's going to produce like crazy amounts of insulin or something like that.
I watched this video the other day. I don't know if it was a video, so take it what you want. It could have been completely faked, but the dude had like a McDonald's Big Mac that he took out of the box and he put there on a plate, and he was boiling like lead. Lead is what he was boiling. It was liquid lead. It wasn't boiled, it was liquid lead. And he picked it up and poured it on the burger. It didn't even burn the bun. I mean, it scorched the bun, but it didn't melt through the burger or anything.
That's insane.
He moved the bun and poured it directly on the meat. It didn't like melt it. So
That's an amazing preservatives.
I'm not a metallurgist, so I don't know how it's supposed to work, but I'm just using common sense to think that maybe I'm not going to eat a McDonald's cheeseburger anymore.
You shouldn't. It's not good food.
That's true.
I have these imaginary fantasies of like, we'll have our own garden and I'll grow my own food. I don't got time for that.
Me too.
Yeah.
I just told Ashley the other day I wanted to. I said I want to start a little garden out here, raised garden and whatnot to grow some winter stuff because right now is the time to do it. And I want to do the little copper magnetic bullshit for it and whatnot. It's a whole new thing that's going around. It's really interesting. So I want to grow my own food too. We got mint growing beside the door when you walk in. So that's all.
One thing that I've seen, I saw 6 months ago or whatever. Sorry, I'm banging the mic. Was they have these indoor vertical hydroponic racks where you can put it in your garage. You can put it in this rack, and then you can grow all kinds of fruits and vegetables and stuff in a rack in your garage, and you just have it like lights and stuff like that.
You don't have to have a yard. You can, if you live in an apartment, there are ways to easily do this easily and not very expensive.
Yeah, you say easily, but I still don't have time for that. And if I bring it up to my wife, she's gonna be like, "You want me to grow food?" I'm like, "No, I just want to."
I think it would be great if you did for the girls and get like a little for our kids when you're in the garden. We got a little like a cherry tomato bush.
Yeah.
You get the little one, and they can learn and see how the buds turn into the fruit. I think they can pick the fruit and eat the fruit. It's a great thing for
when
kids.
I was a kid, like we actually just grew food in the yard. And
Dad always had
tomatoes, real tomato, cucumbers, all that stuff. Yeah.
Squash, okra, peppers, tomatoes, usually a little square of corn. Yeah.
That's not a skill set that I have. I don't have a green thumb though.
Here's a farmer boy country lesson here, since we just talked about gardens and corn. Don't plant your corn in rows if you're doing like just 2 rows or something like that down in your garden, or just 1 row. They don't pollinate that way. Plant them in a square. Plant it in a little square so they can cross pollinate each other, and you'll have better corn. The hairs on the corn, when the corn, the hairs, the silk, those are connected. Each one of them, those is connected to a kernel. And that's how it gets its pollen and whatnot. So if you see the bush and it's only got 2 or 3 hairs silk coming out of it, it doesn't have that many kernels inside.
I ain't got room to grow corn, and if I did, I don't eat corn.
Corn is great.
Starches.
You don't eat. All you eat's meat.
Yeah, I need to grow chickens. I keep trying to talk my wife into growing chickens, and she won't let me. I'm
Yeah,
like, just
your wife
imagine
is-
all the free eggs we could get. And she's like, we already have eggs. We get them from the store. I'm like, come on, let's grow
Have you ever
chickens.
had? You need some fresh eggs. If you eat fresh eggs, you'll be like,
I
I'm
love
never
fresh
eating
eggs.
another store egg again.
All right. We got a real dog of a story here. A senior Pentagon official has been charged for Pentagon, U.S. government, Pentagon,
Right.
top of the top,
Top of the top.
smartest, best in the class. Yeah, come on.
Hit by an airplane.
It was hit by an airplane. There's video of that. Senior Pentagon official charged for his involvement in a dogfighting ring. Dogfighting ring. Okay. Frederick Moorfield was arrested Thursday and charged with furthering a dogfighting ring. Moorfield, who served as Deputy Chief of Information Officer for Command, Control, and Communications for the Secretary of Defense's Chief Information Office, was arrested for promoting and furthering a dogfighting ring alongside a longtime friend, Mario Flythe, who allegedly admitted participation in the ring. So this dude had a buddy, and that buddy was like doing dogfights, and this guy worked at the Pentagon and was not like, you got to stop that. Instead, he was like, he probably like turned a blind eye to it, or was like, go see my buddy Mario. This fool just, this is horrible. This is horrible. Dogfighting ring. Investigators found battery jumper cables, which are allegedly used to electrocute dogs at Moorfield's house.
I don't want to hear all this.
He is way more involved than I thought.
I care for animals more than I care for most humans. So when people mistreat animals, I don't want to hear what.
Yeah, this guy should be fired.
This guy should be
charged.
A lot of things, but I won't mention what I think.
Wow, that stinks. All right, Deke. Well, I think that's all the political stories.
I like animals more. Have you ever, when I'm walking down the street and I see someone walking towards me, I usually try to not make eye contact or just kind of walk on by. But if I'm walking down a street and I see a dog or a cat, I'm like, hi, baby, what you doing? So I think that tells you a little bit about how my personality is.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of times I'm just like, please don't wrap me up into like a 15-minute conversation about whatever it is I don't care about. We got some more stories. I've dropped some more in here.
Okay, you got to get to this one because I don't want to see your face. You took her zombie face off a minute ago, and
yes, let me do that one.
Every time her face comes up, I just think of the Crypt Keeper.
Tales from the Crypt.
Let's see. We got that. We got this. Okay, we got several more. I forgot to load these in here. Yeah. Okay. Let's do this one here. Put her back on screen. Hey, Nancy, where you at? Shoot. Yeah, you wanted to see Nancy. You said, I want to see Nancy. Nancy Pelosi has been evicted from her office by the interim speaker. Here's Nancy.
Poor Nancy.
Look at her sucking on her teeth right there.
Hey, I gotta go. Hang on. I'll be right.
Sorry about that. That's my phone. He's got to go. He's got to go. All right, folks. It's the New York Post, so the ads are just going to be like terrible. Freaking New York Post. Okay. Blah. So here's the deal. She's complaining. She wasn't even in DC yesterday. She's back in California mourning Dianne Feinstein, but she received word that her offices, I'm sorry, my phone is not shutting up. She received word that her offices were being confiscated by the Speaker of the House, who will reassign them for speaker purposes. Apparently, she said that this goes against tradition, wherein when she took this House speakership, I don't know if I think I'm gonna take Deke off the screen there. When she took over the House speakership, she allowed the prior speaker to retain his offices for as long as he wanted, and now the new speaker coming, and I guess Kevin McCarthy allowed her to keep her offices as long as she wanted, but the speaker interim said, "Look, no, we're not doing that. We're cleaning this up." So I'd show you more of the article, but New York Post is loaded with ads, and it literally kills computer. So we'll just have to close that. And we have this story. Oh, come on. Please don't crash. We have Steve Ducey confronting KJP, blaming the crime spike on Republicans. So Fox News White House correspondent Peter Ducey confronted KJP for apparently blaming the crime spike in major U.S. cities on Republicans. I think there's a video clip here, but the context is that a congressman was actually carjacked in the Naval Yard, I believe. I may be mistaken about that, but it was in D.C. He was carjacked. His car, his phone, and his sushi were all stolen by a carjacker. Oh, Deke, are you on here?
I'm here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
took
back.
you off screen. I thought you was gone.
No,
already.
no, I'm back.
You there?
Did you say sushi?
Yeah. So there was a congressman who's they took his car and his phone and his sushi. And anyway, so
That had to be
KJP
some
said,
good sushi, man.
well,
What
let's
kind
see
was
if
it?
we have let's see if we he doesn't know. He got stolen. So basically KJP was trying to assert that it was because Republicans didn't pass this or that or whatever that's why crime is up, when in fact, let's see. Here we go.
And Republicans for this.
Here we go. This is a good clip. Come on.
You're going to follow up on that? What's your question?
Republicans for this. Isn't DC run by a bunch of Democrats?
I'm going to speak to what the president has done, right? The president has been very, very straightforward about what he has done to make sure that communities are safe. American Rescue Plan, not one Republican in Congress voted for it. Not one. There were billions of dollars in that plan, in that act, to make sure communities across the country got funding so that they can indeed hire more police officers so that they can keep their communities safe. Republicans had nothing to do with that. They were not involved in that. They decided not to.
But the American Rescue Plan was passed,
But
and
that's
DC
not
is run by
what
Democrats.
He asked. This is the problem, especially with this position, but especially with her. And these reporters can't, like, if they try to say, if he was to go, yo, stop. That's not what I asked. I don't want to hear your 5-minute explanation of BS. That's not if he does that, he won't be invited back ever again, ever. He'll be fired, and he'll, so this is a problem.
Loses White House.
They ask a question, and she immediately goes over here. And let me tell you,
right.
I might just be a I am a simple-minded individual, but anytime there is a sign language interpreter doing something on the side, I'm not listening to what you're saying. I'm watching her. and
look at this sign. Yeah. Look at this sign language person. She's looking over to the side, like, what the fuck are you saying? What does that have to do with what he asked? Look at her eyes. Okay. All right. So I don't know, but I mean, Karine Jean-Pierre, she's just the best at what she does.
She's top of the line. She is.
Yeah. Absolutely. The FCC. Do you have Dish Network? Do you got Dish Network out there? I don't know.
We do, but I don't know. I don't know, but we do.
There used to be DirecTV and Dish Network, and then I think they kind of merged into one. And now there's this is the one satellite TV company.
I tell you what I do have. When I bought my house 2 years ago, I also bought 3 of those damn Dish Network satellite dishes, 2 on my roof and 1 on a metal pole in the damn yard that I had to mow around yesterday that I always hit my damn head on for some reason. And I have the same thought every time I mow. It's like, I'm going to get a damn grinder and cut that son of a bitch down. And I haven't yet, but I do.
Why don't you just dig the pole out?
Because I'm going to have, no, there won't be digging pole out. I think it's in there good. Yeah, there's concrete in there.
All right.
I'm just going.
So I had the same issue when I bought my house. There was a satellite dish on the roof, And I was like, it's such an eyesore.
Yes.
And
you don't need that anymore. If you
3
are,
months
if
ago,
you have one of
whatever.
those companies, you don't need that anymore. If you're paying a bill like that, a big one, please DM me and I will tell you how to get everything that you want to watch without spending a dime. And it's not illegal. It's not illegal at all. I can tell you how to get shows.
Oh, really?
You're not going to watch like, I want to watch Days of Our Lives, where you're not going to get that, every week. But if that's, I tried to convince one of my coworkers.
I mean, you
she
got
was spending like
Pluto and Freevee.
She was spending like $130 a month on just cable at her house. She didn't even have internet. She had just cable. And I was like, why? And she's like, I got to watch Days of Our Lives. You're spending $130 a month for one TV show? For real?
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's totally insane.
But these older people don't understand that. My dad, we've tried to convince him, you use these apps. No, I'm good. They've used the same way for a long time. They don't want to change.
Yeah, you get stuck. But it gets your brain gets in a rut.
And with those satellites, they have to be faced a certain way. The dishes have to be faced a certain way on your property to face the certain satellites that they have orbiting Earth.
Yeah.
And they've had those satellites up there for
23 degrees.
long time. Long time, some of these satellites.
Okay. So the FCC has hit Dish Network with a first time $150,000 fine. It's the agency's first ever space debris penalty. Dish Network has put trash in our space. Oh, fuck. This is also New York Post. Damn, I hate New York Post. Dish Network has been slapped with a historic $150,000 fine by the FCC. They penalized the broadcast satellite provider for improperly disposing of its EchoStar 7 satellite in the agency's first ever space debris enforcement measure. As satellite operations become more prevalent and the space economy accelerates, we must be certain that operators comply with their commitments. So I don't want to try to force this webpage to work. Let's see. Let me turn it off. Undo hidden items. Crap. Let's see. There we go. Here we go. So look at all of this trash. This is an artist's impression of debris around the Earth. Oh my gosh. And the thing is, like, you send up satellites or whatever, and then if something hits them, they shatter into a bunch of little pieces, and now you've just got a cloud of trash all around the Earth. Dish projected the satellite would begin deorbiting in May 2022, but in February 22, it learned that it had little propellant left, so it was not able to follow its original plan. Dish ultimately retired the satellite at a disposal orbit of 72 miles above the geostationary arc, well short of the orbital disposal orbit, which is 186 miles, specified in its original debris mitigation plan. So this thing was supposed to just kind of go farther out and just out there in space.
Yeah.
Look, I know, Deke, I know you're worried about aliens. And just consider this. We're putting so much shit in our own orbit that if they drive over here, they're definitely going to get a busted bumper or a
That's why I've been trying to propose the International Space Station turn into a spaceship garage. And so that way we can get some extra. They're going to fly through. They're going to lose a tire or have some dents or something's going to happen.
Okay. I can see how that could be good for the economy.
So they come in, we can fix this for however much intergalactic space bucks.
Beep, beep, boop, wobble, wobble. And then hey, you got a flat tire.
We could open up a restaurant up there.
We happen to have tires. They're a little expensive
because it'll take a while to fix.
Put a coffee bar in.
They'll definitely want a coffee bar.
A cow-fee bar because they like cows a lot.
Yeah, for some reason I don't know. Are we going to talk about zombie movies now? Since we were supposed to do it yesterday, since we're at daylight.
Yeah. So here's what
5 minutes.
Okay. So last year we did werewolves, and this year I'm thinking hey, let's do zombie movies. Let's do movies about the undead, and we can do one every week. I guess we'll do it on Wednesdays. And good morning to you, sir.
That's pretty sweet. I like that.
We'll just talk about some zombie movies that we like, and we can maybe end on our favorite zombie movies. And this is not coordinated,
No, we don't know
at
at
all.
all.
Much like everything else. So if you have a favorite zombie movie, please hit us up on our Discord server and share your favorite zombie movie. There's a bunch I probably haven't seen, but there's a bunch that I have seen, so we'll see. So do you want to go first, Deke? Do you have a I guess fourth favorite zombie movie?
Is this my fourth favorite zombie movie? Okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, this is great. My fourth favorite zombie movie is the I don't have a hang on, let me pull up the this. I wasn't ready. I'm sorry. Here, this is the perfect picture. You'll know exactly.
Man, so many
you'll know exactly what it is. My fourth favorite zombie movie is.
Oh man. Well, we're gonna have a problem because I'm gonna be like, that was one of my favorite zombie movies.
No, sir, it was one of my favorites too. But since you said we had to go fourth favorite zombie movie, this one I'll say is my fourth favorite zombie movie. Shaun of the Dead. Sinister Minister and his family watched it last night. He said, I was like, oh,
seriously?
I was like, great minds. I
love this movie
today. Yes. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost there are hilarious. They're great. It's one of the greatest zombie movies around.
A lot younger guys. It's probably been 15 or 20 years since
they both look really young in that picture, don't they? You go back and watch that.
They that opening scene where he's just like completely oblivious to the world, just completely collapsing around him. And, he goes and he gets his like morning ice cream or whatever he's doing. And he literally doesn't see any zombies until he's back in his own house and his roommate has turned into a zombie.
I just want to let you know, JJ, that if you turn into a zombie after today, because at 1 p.m. everybody that had the vaccine is supposed to turn into a zombie with the phone thing. So when you turn into a zombie, I'm going to come to Texas. I'm going to get you, and I'm going to bring you to my house and chain you up so you can play video games forever.
Yes, that's way better than getting smashed in the head with a baseball bat. All right, looks like Deke's got his buddies here. He's got somebody here. Yeah. Okay, here's going to be this is my contribution to zombie movie of the day. I love this movie. It's super fun. We'll get more serious zombie movies in the
my
next week,
number
probably.
one is a very scary zombie movie. It's my favorite. Okay, so that's on.
Have you ever seen Zombieland? Zombieland is so
I might have
good.
to pick another one because that was going to be my next week one. So I'll pick another one. Yes, I love
this movie. Is super fun because it has like rules about surviving the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like cardio.
Yeah. Great.
Double tap.
This movie.
Woody Allen, Jesse Eisenberg, Emma Stone,
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Allen. No, Woody Harrelson. Come on. Woody Harrelson, Woody Allen. Oh my God, Woody Allen might be a zombie.
Yeah, I think so.
This movie is a lot of fun. If you haven't seen Zombieland, then there is a sequel. I think it's called Zombieland 2. I've
never seen that one.
Don't watch that one. And there was like an Amazon adaptation, like a series, a TV series or something.
Okay.
Not good.
All right.
Amazon poops on whatever they touch.
I can do a dad joke. We can do a dad joke. You go first.
Yeah, let's do it. Best me?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. I already did that one.
JJ, if you don't know, JJ picks his dad jokes from a 1990s dad joke that he bought at Goodwill. That is not a lie. That is the complete truth. Told you. I don't lie.
All right. The highly anticipated dad joke of the morning.
And I'd like to say that I am 15-0 guessing the correct answers to these
really
dad
good.
Jokes. So
it's good at them.
Get it today.
I'm gonna remind you before I tell this joke, you can hit the like button to subscribe. Leave a comment on the video.
Yes.
Deke, why couldn't the motorcycle stand on its own?
I've heard this one before, but I don't remember.
It was too tired.
Oh, it was too tired. That's right. Jeez.
Oh. Man.
So last night I tried something brand new. All right. It's called blindfolded archery. Have you ever tried it? You don't know what you're missing. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
All right. Good morning, everybody. We will be back tomorrow, 8
I gotta
o'clock, and rumble.com/JJW. Bye.